Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. First, I tell you folks, I've been sitting in my old recliner watching General Hospital longer than some of you have been married, and I gotta say, the next couple of weeks, starting from May 4th right through the 15th, are fixing to be one wild ride. The writers over at ABC are really stirring the pot this time, and I'm already feeling that familiar knot in my stomach like I used to get when my own kids were teenagers and trouble was brewing. These stories hit close to home sometimes, don't they? Makes you care about these folks in Port Charles like they're part of the family. Now, let's talk about that first week, May 4 to 8. Things are getting mighty tense. I'm telling you, Ava Jerome and that smooth-talking Jen Sidwell are about to walk right into a discovery that's going to knock the wind out of them. Turns out Pascal is threatening young Lucas Jones something fierce. Bless Lucas's heart. He's already been through enough in his life trying to do right by his patients and his family. I've watched that boy grow up on screen, and seeing someone like Pascal coming after him just makes my blood boil a little. Ava and Jen stumbling onto this. Oh, I can already picture the looks on their faces. It's the kind of moment that makes you lean in closer to the TV and whisper, Lord have mercy, what's going to happen next? And speaking of trouble, poor Jocelyn Jacks is walking straight into a storm of her own. She crosses paths with Cassius Faison, you know, the one calling himself Nathan West these days, played by that handsome Ryan Pavey. Between you and me, it sure looks like he's got plans to snatch her up. I've got a soft spot for Jocelyn. She's Carly's daughter after all. Tough as nails, but still just a young woman trying to figure life out. The thought of her ending up the newest prisoner on Spoon Island, well, it gives me chills. I keep thinking about how dark and isolated that place feels. Like one of those old family tales my grandpa used to tell about getting lost in the woods back home. Will she get away? Will somebody ride to the rescue in time? My heart's already racing just wondering. Then there's the mess brewing over at Carly Spencer's house, and boy, does it look like a good old-fashioned hornet's nest. Jack Brennan is going to be madder than a wet hen when Carly finally admits the new man in her life is none other than Valentine Cassadine. I've seen Carly navigate more romantic storms than I can count, and Valentine, that man's got layers deeper than the Mississippi. Throw Brennan into the mix, jealous, angry, and ready for a fight, and you've got three strong personalities heading straight into some chaotic, dramatic showdown right there in her living room. I can almost hear the raised voices and feel the tension crackling through the screen. It's the kind of triangle that reminds me why we keep coming back to this show year after year. Love, betrayal, and those heart-pounding moments that make you root for somebody even when you know they're making a mistake. Whew, I'm already counting down the days till these episodes air. There's danger, secrets, and enough emotion to fill a whole season, and I can't help but feel like we're all in for some real surprises. Second, I tell you, another batch of storylines coming up has me scratching my head and smiling at the same time. Take Ethan Lovett, that clever rascal played by Nathan Dean. He's got some important intelligence information he's planning to hand over to Sonny Corinthos. Maurice Bernard's Sonny has always been the kind of man who carries the weight of the whole town on his shoulders, so when Ethan shows up with fresh intel, you just know it's going to matter. Now, Rick Hurst, still causing trouble after all these years, is going to find himself tested real soon. I saw the way Ethan looked when he spotted Rick hanging around with Ava lately. Trust me, that boy's not going to be quick to put faith in Rick. I've watched enough of these Port Charles feuds to know that once doubt creeps in, it sticks like mud on Sunday shoes. Ethan's keeping his cards close to the vest, and I can't blame him one bit. Meanwhile, Sonny's headed straight into a tough spot, the kind that leaves a man with hard choices. He's going to end up taking some pretty extreme actions, and I keep wondering, is it because of what Ethan's telling him, or is there something else brewing behind the scenes? Lord knows Sonny doesn't do anything halfway, whether it's protecting his family or settling old scores. When he moves, the whole town feels it. I'm sitting here already trying to guess how far he'll go this time. On top of all that, Ethan's still laying low, hiding out, and not breathing a word about the real reason he came back to Port Charles. That kind of mystery always gets me hooked. You know how it is when someone returns after being gone. There's always a story, and right now, Ethan's holding his tight. Over on the softer side of things, my heart warms up a little. Brooklyn Quartermain and Harrison Chase are sitting down to talk about the possibility of adopting little Phoebe if nobody steps up to claim her. Bless their hearts. Those two have been through plenty, and seeing them consider giving that child a real home just feels right. They're good people, steady and kind, the kind you'd want raising a little one. At the same time, Elizabeth Baldwin reaches out to Laura Collins for help. Rebecca Herbst Elizabeth has always been one of the strongest women on the show, raising boys, working at the hospital, surviving heartbreaks, and Jeannie Francis's Laura is the steady hand everyone turns to in a crisis. When Liz asks Laura for support, you know it's something serious. I can already feel the weight in that conversation. Two women who've seen it all, trying to hold things together for the people they love. These stories are mixing danger, secrets, family choices, and quiet moments of hope all at once. It's exactly why I keep coming back to General Hospital after all this time. Finally, I tell you, by the time these 2 weeks wrap up from the 4th all the way through the 15th of May, my old heart's going to be worn out from all the twists and turns. When you step back and look at everything coming together, it feels like the whole town of Port Charles is holding its breath at the same time. Valentine's still dancing just out of reach, slipping away from Brennan's grip like he's done so many times before. He's fixing to head straight to France to sit down face to face with Anna Devon, and I reckon he might be the only soul who can help her see how Cullum's been twisting her mind all along. Finola Hughes plays Anna with such quiet dignity. You can just feel how much she needs somebody to cut through the fog. Lord, I hope Valentine gets there in time. Poor Britt Westbourne is going to be carrying a load heavier than she's ever known. If Jocelyn really does end up locked away, Britt's going to blame herself something fierce for the way Cassius has handled everything. Kelly Thibault brings so much raw emotion to Britt, you can already picture her pacing the floor, determined to move heaven and earth to keep that girl alive. She'll do whatever it takes, even if it puts her own safety on the line. Thank the good Lord, Lucas is still over at Windermere. That boy might just be the one who rides in like a knight in scrubs to rescue Jocelyn, but I'm worried sick he'll walk right into danger himself. He's got that big heart, and sometimes in Port Charles, a big heart gets you hurt. Then there's Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson's character, who looks like he's cooking up his own private plan. He's hurting bad and angry, and he wants to push Willow and Chase closer together, hoping to spark something that'll blow everything apart. He'll be setting up little situations to bring them face to face, and I can already feel how messy that's going to get. Willow's running out of time, still clinging to her hope that Brennan can help her by using Drew Kane. Caitlin McMullen shows that quiet desperation so well you just want to reach through the screen and give her a hug. Meanwhile, Elizabeth is pushing Drew hard to use every tool he's got, but Willow's convinced her own plan is still the best shot. Time's slipping away for her, and my heart aches watching a mama fight like that. All these threads, Valentine's secret trip, Britt's guilt, Lucas's risky rescue, Michael's scheme, Willow's last stand, Dante's shock and discovery, Carly's big announcement, and that poor girl Jocelyn hanging in the balance. They're all winding tighter and tighter. Some moments are going to make you angry enough to talk back to the TV. Some are going to bring tears to your eyes, and some are going to have you cheering for the underdog even when the odds look bad. I've been following these folks for years, through weddings and funerals, love and betrayal, and I still get pulled right in like it's happening to my own neighbors. So grab your favorite chair, pour yourself a nice cup of coffee or sweet tea, and don't miss a single episode. Port Charles is serving up 2 full weeks of the kind of drama that reminds us why we keep coming back. Real people making real mistakes, fighting for the ones they love, and sometimes finding hope in the darkest corners. I'll be right here with you, hollering at the screen and shaking my head in wonder, just like always. These stories stay with you, and I bet they'll stay with you too.